Turn it up, swashbucklers. You're listening to Under the Crossbones, episode number 174. My name is Phil Johnson. I am your host for the show and the ship's flight attendant each and every week. Would you like peanuts or pretzels? Sorry, we don't have peanuts anymore. And could you please stow your sword in the overhead compartment for the remainder of our journey? Thank you. Here we are, episode 174. My guest on the show today is Dave Everitt from UK metal band, pirate metal band, of course, Red Rum. So we're going to be talking to him in a few minutes. Fun fact about the number 174. In number theory, 174 is considered an odious number. Why? Why is it somehow distasteful, or does it have an aroma about it? No, it does not. An odious number is a positive integer that has an odd number of ones in its binary expansion. And a binary expansion is just, what is that number in binary? Just zeros and ones, like they use in computer code. And so just because it has an odd number of ones, it's an odious number, which doesn't seem very nice to me. It seems like they could come up with a nicer name for the poor number, you know? A non-negative integer that is not an odious number is called an evil number. I have no idea why, but yeah. So odious numbers, evil numbers, it's all here today in 174. Also, I ran across this fact since we're talking to Dave Everitt from Red Rum. If you Google Red Rum, an interesting story comes up about a UK thoroughbred steeplechase horse from the 70s. I thought kind of fitting. So Red Rum was a champion thoroughbred steeplechaser who achieved an unmatched historic 3-time win for the Grand National steeplechase race in 1973, 74, and 77. And in 75 and 76, he came in second place. That's pretty amazing. The Grand National is a notoriously difficult race that has been described as the ultimate test of a horse's courage. He was also renowned for his jumping ability, having not fallen in 100 races. That's pretty amazing for a jumping kind of horse race. And in 1973, in which Red Rum secured his comeback victory from 30 lengths behind, is often considered one of the greatest Grand Nationals in history. And in a 2002 UK poll, Red Rum's historic third triumph at the Grand National was voted the 24th greatest sporting moment of all time. And I think there was a poll in 2006 where they asked people in the UK to name a famous horse. I don't know why you would do that poll, but the number one horse that they could name was Red Rum. Second was Black Beauty. So even beat out the horse from the book, Red Rum. So interesting. I just thought that was a cool little story there. So welcome to the show. Like I said, Dave Everitt's going to be on the show today. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes. Come join us over on Facebook if you're enjoying things. Facebook.com/underthecrossbones. On Twitter, we're at undercrossbones. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button in whatever podcasty listening thingy you're listening to right now. Just click subscribe. That helps our numbers very much so, and you get the brand new shows every Tuesday as soon as they come out. Also, speaking of Facebook, I posted on our Facebook page last week asking for some new guest suggestions. My current contact list is not running out. I still have a lot of people to talk to, but it's either people who haven't been able to lock down yet because they are famous and busy or whatever, or people who have expressed no interest in being on the show. And there are those people too, which is unfortunate, but hey, can't get everybody. So what I did, I went over to Facebook and I posted on the Under the Crossbones Facebook page asking for some guest suggestions, and you guys came up with super duper suggestions, all very doable, and I will be working on those over the next couple weeks, trying to get those people in, and it'll be good. I'm excited to do it. Anytime you have a guest suggestion for me, please send it my way. I'm always open to that. You can send me a note through the Facebook page or through the website, or just email me, phil@underthecrossbones.com, and you can email me for whatever, I mean, I don't want to hear about the dream you had last night or any of that kind of stuff. I tell you about my dreams that I had last night. I won't do that, I promise. Weird dreams last night. I don't know. Ed Sheeran was a deaf guy I was having dinner with. That was strange. Anyway, and of course, you can get all the show notes for this episode at underthecrossbones.com/174. Interesting week of gigs myself. I'm getting ready, packing up to go on the road. heading out to the Midwest, out to the chilly parts out there, but had some really great shows here in California this week in Novato and Mill Valley. Fantastic shows. I was paid way more than usual, which is nice. And then I had a show in Ukiah where I was paid less than usual. Did a longer set, and people kind of it was one of those crowds that every time you would tell a joke, they would break off into discussion groups about the punchline. And in between that, they stared at me as if they had put a cardboard cutout with a pull string to tell jokes on the back. Very strange show. Very strange show. But the other gigs were great. This week is going to be great. Looking forward to that. And so here's the quick tour lineup. This Friday in La Crosse, Wisconsin, I'll be at, that's January 25th in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'll be at Piggy's, which sounds like a weird place, but it's a nice place. January the 26th, that's Saturday, I'll be at Benton Station in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. On January the 28th, I'll be at the Spring Street Tavern in Minneapolis, Minnesota. On January the 31st, I think I made that mistake last week, didn't I? January the 31st, I'll be at the Dairyland Brew Pub in Appleton, Wisconsin. And then February 1st and 2nd, you can catch me at Dangerfields in Shakopee, Minnesota. And those are all headline gigs there. And, of course, if you want to find out when I'm coming near you, if none of those are near you, go to underthecrossbones.com, click on the tour dates button, and you can find all that information right there. February's light. I just looked at my calendar. Not liking it. I gotta book some more stuff. But I do. It's so nice to be able to go out and tell jokes for people and sing songs for people and get paid for it. It's wonderful because when you first start doing it, people are like, you can't make any money as an entertainer. Get a real job. You know what? Get a stable government job. Yeah. We are sponsored today, and I will be thinking about these guys while I am freezing my tail off in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I will be thinking about all the pretty people in their Parata clothing. Yes, Parata Clothing. Their brand new website is a pirate utopia of shirts, hats, clothing, swimwear, and more, all steeped in the lore of pirates and treasure, and perfect for your next Caribbean cruise or trip to the Keys. And this is the time of year to go. Get out of the snow. Head to the Keys. New gear added weekly. Go check out PirataClothing.com. Be sure to click the ship wheel on the website to get in on Blackbeard's treasure hunt. Some fun stuff there. And go grab yourself some new pirate gear at PirataClothing.com. And if you need a custom order for your crew, you got a bunch of people, and y'all want to matchy, call them up, 1-877-607-LOOT. That's 1-877-607-LOOT. You know how to spell loot. You're a pirate. That's PirataClothing.com. Go check them out. If you want to help support the show, go to underthecrossbones.com/support. There's a little PayPal box there where you can drop a donation in there, whatever you feel is appropriate. There's also an Amazon banner there. Click that Amazon banner. You buy yourself something nice at Amazon. Amazon kicks me back a few shekels. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's very, very easy. One click, and you help support the show in a big, big way. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like Parata Clothing or Pirate Radio, The Treasure Coast, or anybody else we've had, all that information is right there on that page as well at underthecrossbones.com/support. All right, so Dave Everitt, Red Rum, UK pirate metal band. We're going to talk to Dave about where the band comes from, some of his background. He's got a really cool, stuff you're not even going to expect his background when it comes up. It's amazing. It's very cool. And then after the interview, we're going to play a new track from them. You'll hear about what that track is during the interview, and then I'll play it for you after the interview. It's about their new album. It's a preview track. Very cool stuff. All right, so let's do it. Let's get into my talk right now with Dave Everitt from Red Rum. So is today your birthday or yesterday?
Today is my birthday, yes.
Fantastic. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm pleased I get to spend a portion of it with you. That's fantastic. So you're the singer in Red Rum.
Yes, I am.
The first thing I want to thank you guys for is having a logo that is readable.
It was actually designed by Elliot Vernon, the keyboardist of Ailstorm.
Oh, okay. Very nice, yeah. Because so many metal band logos, you go, wow, that's a really cool looking logo. I have no idea what the name of the band is.
Yeah, well, we thought we needed something that was really easy to spot, but instantly you could tell it was us.
Right. Yeah, because I saw your name on it was on some show poster for one of the gigs you were doing, and I was like, well, I can read one of those band logos. And I've always been a metal fan, and I'm pretty good at reading logos. Some of those are really really tough to decipher. But anyway, so let's dig into the band a little bit. How long have you guys been together? Who's in the band? That kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, it started off as an idea in April 2011.
Okay.
And then it started off with my guitarist, Sam, having that idea to do like very similar to a Children of Bodom kind of style project, but with like folk metal and like Viking themes and pirates and all that kind of stuff thrown in.
Uh-huh.
And then I met Sam in November of... No, it was the October of 2011. And then from there, both of us have basically started and formed the band.
Okay, so Sam has this idea about doing a Children of Bodom style project, pirates, Vikings, that kind of thing. How does it then settle into a pirate theme?
Well, originally we had the idea that we were Vikings and warriors kind of theme, focusing more on like the battle style.
Right.
But then we played a few gigs in the north of England with Elliot Vernon, the keyboardist.
Okay.
From Hailstorm. We played with his second band.
Uh-huh.
And then we got a phone call from him saying, do you want to go on tour with us?
Oh.
I was like, oh, yeah, we'll go on tour with Hailstorm. Not a problem. And yeah, and then from there, they kind of branded us as pyro metal, and it stuck.
Okay, all right. So then was some of the earlier stuff that you were writing, did that have some non-piratey stuff in it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you listen to the first EP that we've got with God's by Our Side, the final track on there is called Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's literally all just Viking themed.
Okay, so maybe you can give me some insight into Sam's thinking behind the whole thing. I read that you guys were in university when you were forming this whole thing. Is that right?
We were actually in college, the stage before university.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm an American. I'm dumb. I don't know how it works.
No, that's all right. So, yeah, for 2 years, we were essentially doing a college course together.
Okay.
And after that, we did the university course together.
Gotcha. All right. And so he has this idea. What was it that attracted? I assume you guys were all sort of metal fans going in. What was it, do you think, that attracted Sam to the idea of doing this particular style?
I honestly have no idea. He's always been... I mean, Children of Bodom's one of his favorite bands.
Okay.
And he's always wanted to do something kind of that kind of style.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And so where do you come from musically? Where were you a singer before? What kind of stuff were you into?
I'm a bit of an eclectic singer.
Okay.
I started off by doing like classic rock, kind of Meatloaf style.
Oh.
I mean, I used to do a Meatloaf tribute act when I was like in my formative teen years.
Okay.
But then after that, I kind of got into doing heavy metal. I started doing more growly, screamy stuff. I started doing pop. I was trained as a classical singer.
Wow.
From a very young age. So, yeah, I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to actual vocal styles and which songs I prefer singing, the styles I prefer singing in.
Okay.
And I like to change it up quite a bit for each individual project that we work on.
Sure, yeah. Do you find that you get to use sort of the full range of your abilities within the context of the pirate metal that you guys are doing? Because, I mean, certainly metal has always been known for either having strictly growly, yelly vocals or just like amazingly outstanding, super high level vocals. And do you feel like you get to use that whole range of your ability there?
I definitely do, because I write my own parts.
Okay, yeah.
So I get to do whatever I want to do when it comes to singing style. So,
Nice. Yeah, do you do the thing that I do? Because I always write vocal parts that I can't sing yet, and then I got to learn how to sing them, and that's how I always became a better singer.
Yes, I have done that so many times, especially for the new stuff that we're working on at the moment. It's really pushing me to do like different styles of stuff. I mean, I've got like 6 or 7 different vocal styles in one song.
Wow.
And I'm switching from like clean to really harsh guttural kind of growls to really high-pitched screams back to clean operatic and all over the place. It's just really testing the endurance of my voice.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That'll be great until you have to put it on stage and do it every night.
I did that on tour for 3 weeks.
There you go.
In August. So, yeah, it was good.
So you have a background in, you were saying you were trained as an operatic singer and things like that. Did you grow up musical? Tell me a little bit, because you guys are Nottingham, right? Is that where you guys are located?
Yes. Well, originally we were located all in Nottingham.
Uh-huh.
But then with the lineup changes that we've had over the last few years, our band is spread all over the UK.
Okay.
So there's a good 300-400 miles from one end of the country to the other where
Sure.
we're spread out over.
How do you deal with that when rehearsing then? We'll get back to the other question in a second, but how do you guys deal with that when you have to rehearse?
Well, what we tend to do is Sam writes all the music, so he'll do it all on computer using a DAW, and then he'll send either guitar profiles across to the rest of the band members. They'll learn their parts, and then he sends me the finished track.
Uh-huh.
I write my lyrics over the top, and then once in a blue moon every 7-8 months. So we don't rehearse that often, because when we do get to rehearsals, all we do is drink and then mess around and then play with sounds and then drink some more and then play a couple tracks, and then we essentially practice the live show.
Okay, yeah. So, but everybody's really got their stuff dialed in before that then.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we had that same problem with our rehearsals early on until we had to start paying an hourly fee for our rehearsal studio. And then, man, we got efficient real quick in our rehearsals.
Nice.
So let's go back again. So you're in the Nottingham area, and you're growing up, and you're being trained as a classical vocalist and things like that. Tell me a little bit about growing up in that area for all of us Americans here that don't really know that area that well.
I wasn't actually raised in Nottingham.
Oh, okay.
I was born and raised in South Africa.
Oh, wow. I guess without aging yourself too much, what period were you growing up there? Was it during apartheid and things like that, or was it post-apartheid?
It was during apartheid and then post-apartheid.
Okay, interesting.
I actually remember the day that it was like when Mandela came into presidency, and then it was abolished. So, yeah.
How did that change? I mean, you being a white guy, there was probably less change than for others, but how did that change just the culture down there? Was it fairly immediate? Was it something that happened over a period of years?
It happened over a period of years. I mean, there was still some of the old mindset and then the new mindset, and then, as with anything, change is gradual.
Sure. That's an interesting time period down there. What then took you to England?
My dad's actually English.
Okay.
Yeah, so when things started getting really rough out there, my dad came over to England for a year. Did loads of work that he could do, and then after that year he brought my mom and my little brother and myself over to the UK, and then to Nottingham, and then from Nottingham we just picked up life as normal and did the whole school thing. And then,
how old were you when you moved there?
I was 8.
8,
so
okay.
20 years ago.
Did that feel like a big kind of culture shock change to make that move?
Yeah, it was quite a cultural shock. I mean, the seasons being flipped was a major thing for me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
It was like, Christmas Day, what's this white stuff on the ground? I mean, come on. We were used to having Christmas days down at the beach and going surfing and stuff like that.
Right.
And just all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's cold. There's snow everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. That's crazy. And so, yeah, I mean, is English culture obviously very difficult from South African culture, but 8-year-olds, I imagine, are pretty moldable.
The culture was completely different. I mean, it was a lot safer over here. I mean, in South Africa, we wouldn't have dreamed of playing out in the street until like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. And then over here, it's like, oh, okay, it's summertime and it's 10 o'clock at night. It's still light. Okay, we're still playing in the street. Fine.
Which part of England is Nottingham in? Is that the northern area?
No, it's the East Midlands.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm terrible at UK geography. Okay, so let's dig back into the band a little bit. That's all very interesting. So you go in, you do your first album, but your second album, which is the current one, Booze and Glory, that one you guys kickstarted, right?
Yes, we did.
Tell me a little bit about that Kickstarter experience, because the stories behind every Kickstarter are completely different. How much of a fan base did you guys have going into it to support it, and what kind of promotions did you do for it?
Oh, we had loads of support going into it. I mean, it was amazing to see how many people actually wanted us to get the album out there after the first EP. And then going through it, it was amazing. And then once we'd recorded it and actually got it released, what we did on the inside of the actual album was we thanked everyone that actually donated.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, the issues with Kickstarter taking a massive chunk of the fee out, we couldn't actually send all of the stuff off on time, so there was quite a lot of backlog.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then from that, we lost quite a few fans, and yeah, it wasn't a good time for us, but we managed to kind of turn that around again, which is pretty cool.
That's good. So, and that is one of the sort of cautionary tales I've heard about Kickstarter, is that you really have to plan for the delivery and the back end, especially if it's a physical product of some sort, because you can end up short of cash real quick like that. Yeah. So what did you guys do to, I mean, as some of those fans that you lost, were you able to bring some of them back into the fold? What did you offer to kind of make up for that?
Well, what we did was we sent out a mass message on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We sent out an apology saying, look, times have changed for deliveries. Apologized. We said, look, if anything doesn't arrive on time, please send us a message. We'll do our best to get things out. And then there was the time when we used all the Kickstarter money to do the album and have it manufactured. And then from the manufacturing side of things, we actually ran out of copies.
Oh.
So what we did was we apologized again. And then as soon as we had set copies made, we sent those out free of charge because of our mess up. Yeah, we tried to bring the fans back.
That's good. Do you think that you would go with a Kickstarter funded project again for your next one, or are you doing something different?
No, we're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there, are you getting involved with record labels at all or anything like that yet?
We're trying to, but when it comes to record labels, it's very difficult because sometimes they'll have the funding to actually say, okay, yeah, we'll do a set deal with you. Other times they can't. So we decided, you know what, for the time being, we can do this on our own. We don't need a record label, but we may need one in the future. But for now, for the level that we are, we're okay without one.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest changes in the music industry is because the recording technology has become so much more accessible for everybody, that if you've got a bit of a fan base going, you actually don't need the record label at the time when the record label would probably want you the most. And that's exactly. To their detriment, but fine for the artists, and certainly better for the artists.
Oh yeah, hands down.
So you're working on your next project already. What is it? And it's going to be self-funded and things like you were talking about. What do you have planned for that next project?
It's a concept album. So it's going to have a set story running through the entire thing.
Okay. Are you allowed to talk about any of that story yet?
I'm not supposed to, but we do have a part of it already out there on the internet, so everyone can listen to it.
Okay.
It's on our YouTube page and on our Facebook as well.
Okay.
It's literally a demo version of what's going to be on the EP.
Got it.
And it's the song To War. I don't know if you've listened to it.
Yeah, I did listen to it yesterday, actually.
Yeah, that's compared to our old style. That's the new style that we're going for, the more brutal, kind of heavy.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. That'll be that sounds like it'll be a fun record. So tell me about being a pirate metal band in the larger metal scene in the UK and European metal scene as a larger entity? Because here metal is currently a very marginal style of music. There's a couple big metal festivals, but they're usually, it's the big names. We just had Testament, Slayer. They all did a tour together. Those guys, but we don't have like the smaller name metal bands are really smaller name metal bands here, and they're maybe playing a 200 seat club if they're lucky.
Yeah.
But the UK and the European metal scene seems like a much different animal to me.
Oh, it is.
What is that scene like, and what is it like being a pirate band in that scene, and what kind of acceptance do you see from more traditional regular metal bands?
We've had mixed reviews when it comes to the genre that we use.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've had traditional metalheads come up to us and go, you know what? I really like your style. I don't normally like this style of music, but I like the way that you guys do it.
Okay.
And we've had quite a few mixed reviews like that where they don't actually like the genre, but they just like the way that we portray it.
Okay. I always think those kinds of reviews are a blessing because it means you're doing something maybe less cliche within the style. And I guess, if we talk cliches of pirate metal, Ailstorm and bands like that are the first ones to come to mind, but they kind of, it's not cliche for them because they kind of invented it,
Yeah.
But what is it that you think you guys are doing that is making people go, I don't like pirate metal, but I like what you guys do?
I honestly have no idea. I think it's just because we have fun. The way we see it, if we have fun, the audience has fun, and then, afterwards we just get drunk with them. So
that brings up an interesting question. There's always been sort of two camps of metal to me. One is the dudes that are like super duper serious about it and never smile on stage and everything is just like life, death to false metal, those types of guys. And then there's the other end of it where it's the bands that go, this is all kind of ridiculous and we know it and we're just here to have a good time. Do you guys fall into that latter camp sort of?
Yeah, we do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just turn up, we want to drink, we want to have fun. And yeah, as long as we have fun, the audience has fun, we're all good.
Right on. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So is there a timeline for the next album? How far are you into it?
At the moment, it's all written. It just needs to be recorded.
Okay.
We're looking for a release sometime this year.
Okay, that's great. Good. Well, this has been cool, man. So we want everybody to go check out Booze and Glory, and that's on all the streaming services and things like that, plus on your website and Bandcamp, right? Is there any other, is there a particular place you would like to funnel people towards to find out more about you guys?
Our Facebook page, our Bandcamp, our website. It's all connected.
Okay, great. Well, I will make sure that is all synced up on the show notes, and your website, your main website is redrumuk.com, correct?
Yes, it is.
Cool, man. Well, I really appreciate you doing this, Dave, sharing a bit of your birthday with me, and I'm sure everybody listening wishes you a happy birthday, too, and hope we can talk again soon.
Yeah, man.
And there it is, friends. That was my talk with Dave Everitt from Red Rum. If you would like to find out more about what they're up to and check out their music and all that kind of good stuff, go to redrumuk.com. You can find them on the streaming services, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the places. Just Google Red Rum UK and they will come up. And again, that is redrumuk.com. I'm going to spin a song from them right here in just a minute. If you wanted to, when you were listening, if you wanted to comment, jump in on the conversation, add your 2 cents, it's harder to do with a podcast, except for we have online discussions. Yes, we do. So be sure to join us over on Facebook, facebook.com/underthecrossbones, or Twitter, twitter.com/undercrossbones, and you can insert your 2 cents into the conversation, and I will happily read it and respond to you. Yes, and Dave probably will too. So make sure you visit us online. We're sponsored today by Pirate Radio, the Treasure Coast, WKKC-DB playing the best music of today's hits and yesterday's classics, and Pirate Radio Talk playing the best pirate shows, including Under the Crossbones, 24/7, all commercial free. To listen, just go to pirateradiothetreasurecoast.com or hit your app store for the Pirate Radio WKKC-DB app. Those are for the music station. For the talk station, go to pirateradiotc.com or pick up the Pirate Radio Talk app in your favorite app store. Or just scream at your Google or Alexa device. Say, okay, Google, or okay, Alexa, play me Pirate Radio, the Treasure Coast, and it will do so. It will obey you. It'll do it. It'll do it. You only have to ask, but ask nicely. Don't be a jerk about it, you know? All brought to you by iTreasure Radio, the very best digital media from independently owned stations at iTreasureRadio.com. I've got an ebook for you real quick here. Alexander Exquemelin's Pirates of Panama or Buccaneers of America. If you haven't read it yet and you're a pirate fan, you're missing out. Alexander Exquemelin was a doctor who ended up on pirate ships and wrote about his firsthand experiences. It was first published in 1678. So it's a good read, and you should check it out. I've got a nice little ebook version for you. Just go to underthecrossbones.com, click on the free ebook link, and you can grab it right there. Don't do the phone texty thing that I've talked about in previous episodes because that company changed things all around and is not working anymore. So I have to find another option for that. All right. So that's happening. All right. Let's hear some music, shall we? Yes, we shall. And so during my talk with Dave, we talked about their new album, and he was talking about that preview track that they put out called To War. And he told me I can play it right here for you. So that's what we're going to listen to. Okay. This is from their a demo from their upcoming album. And this song is called To War. Check it out. And that's our show for today, kids. Thank you once again for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Every time that you tell a friend about this show, a pirate gets his wings. That's what happens. You'll hear a little. It won't be like a ding, like a bell. It'll be more like a clang, like two swords clanging together. It'll be that sound. But that is a pirate getting its wings because you told somebody about Under the Crossbones. So I appreciate that. Again, if you want to find out more about my guest, Red Rum, go to redrumuk.com. All the show notes for this episode are at underthecrossbones.com/174. And we've got some amazing shows coming up over the next couple weeks. Ray Arnault from Pirate Guitar Effects. Yeah, if you're a guitar player or wannabe guitar player, or you just think guitar players are cool because you're smart, then you're going to want to check that one out. That's Ray Arnault from Pirate Guitar Effects. Joe Blackheart from Pat Raskett is coming up. Yeah, we're gonna finish the Swedish pirate band trilogy. We are. After that, Moonsun Kim, who is the creator of a pirate webcomic called Whispers in the Wind. And we also have Mark Pacquiao, creator of a board game called Treasure Island that is really, really cool, and you're going to dig it. So all that coming up in the next few weeks. You can always see what's coming up or past episodes with the episode guide at underthecrossbones.com as well. And that's it. I will be coming to you next week from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'll see you then.